Trust me, by 9:30 they're calling you. How did it go? How did it go? If you got approved, you can't wait to pick the call and just tell them. Even you will tell them before you get to the house, right? But when it goes negative, it's like, bro, y'all should just stop it. You actually don't need any agent to book a flight. It's just about having the confidence and approaching the internet, and that's it. You're good to go. Get on this website. You have a good time to book your flight. The prices are going to be favorable to you. Getting my flight to that point, guess how much I got it? $800 and something. When I got to the airport, the woman who was working at the TSA was like, "You're going to US, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Why are you using Qatar Airways?" I was like, "This woman, you don't know where we are coming from. Do you think I care about how long the flight is going to take or whatever it is? I know that I'm getting to my destination. That is what that matters to me."
The two bags I brought you.
No, it's true. It's true.
What's up, my YouTube family? Many thanks for coming back to this wonderful channel, right? I call it the channel of hope. So I'm sure all of you are saying this beautiful cap I got on, right? You see what is written on it? You know what that means? It means that my status has changed from student ambassador to official alumni ambassador of the University of South Dakota when it comes to international things, right? So it is a beautiful thing. Congratulations to myself, guys. In this video, I want to actually hear from you. How are you guys doing? Like, how are you doing your study abroad journey? Like, how is it going so far? Put it in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Like, are you about giving up? I know the journey is tough. If people have to cross rivers to get to Ivory Coast just to have their visa interviews conducted in that country, people were able to travel to South Africa, Dubai, Kenya, to get their visa interviews conducted. Even before you get there, filling of DS-160 form. Even before that, getting money for MRV, service fee. The fact that you don't even have Western Union, like maybe in Ghana, to even try to pay all these things. You need to go through third party. Sometimes you need to call or get in touch with somebody who is already in the US here to help you to pay service fee. Like, Charlie, the journey, you do all these things, and then these visa officers, they don't understand. They still bounce you on top. Hey, Charlie. They bounce you 1, 2, and then maybe the third time. The one who is speaking with you, I'm called McRae Soga. I've been through all these things, and trust you me, I know how daunting or how troubling, how frustrating these things are. I have been denied before, and I know the pain and I know the struggle. How sometimes when you tell your friends or your family that you're going for a visa interview, right? And so everybody, the moment, you see, they keep the time you are going in mind, the date you are going, and how everything is going with you. They know, you know, people just want to know what is happening in your life, right? And then the moment you come back, it's like your phone is just ringing. Maybe you told them that you're going to the visa interview by 9 a.m., right? Trust me, by 9:30 they're calling you. How did it go? How did it go? You know, but if you got approved, you can't wait to pick the call and just tell them. Even you will tell them before you get to the house, right? But when it goes negative, it's like, bro, y'all should just stop it. Like me, Jujo, like y'all should just stop it. But man, listen, I'm here to tell you that if I can make it, you can also make it. You get that? If McRae can make it, you can also make it. The journey is not easy, but if I can make it with God on my side, see, you can also make it. Type in the chat box, I can make it. Type in the chat box that I can make it. In fact, shake the next person sitting close to you. Tell the person you will make it. Okay, guys, enough of that. But I just wanted to share that beginning thing with you like that, right? So this video, I'm going to talk about flight. How do you book your flight? So this is how I'm going to work around this video, right? I was actually going to say that this is unstructured part 3, but I don't know. Okay, let me say it's part 3. Part 3, right? So this one, I'm going to talk to you about how to book your flight. 2, I'm going to talk to you about when you should book your flight. And then number 3, I'm going to talk to you about why you should know how to book your flight. Do you get that? Why you should know how to book it. And then number 4, I'm going to talk to you about where to book your flight, right? Now, let me just start this by telling you that, guys, this is not a difficult thing to do, right? It's just about navigating the internet. That is all. You actually don't need any agent. You don't need anybody like a third party, somebody you need to pay before this person helps you to book a flight to US or to anywhere that you're going to study, maybe to visit a friend or any other business related trip. Like, you don't need a third party. I'm talking about agent to help you with that. See, it's just about having the confidence and approaching the internet, and that's it. You're good to go, right? So listen, let's begin by this. There are 2 things or 3 things I'm going to focus on in this video, right? Where you can book it, it means that you can go to the airline's website. For example, if you're going with, let's say you want to go with a particular airline, maybe Delta, you can go to Delta airline to book your ticket, right? Maybe if you want to look at or compare prices, sometimes you can use a third party website, maybe Expedia. You can go for Skyscanner, maybe Hooper, Google Flight. Like, you can approach and then look around all these dates, right? These are the things that you can actually do. Now, I want to talk about the timing first. If you book a flight that is 2 to 3 months or even like maybe a month ahead of your journey, you get like some rates that are better than when it's getting closer. I'm sure this is something that all of you know, but I want to just stress it in this video. So when you book a flight 2 to 3 months, and then also somebody booking a flight maybe just a week to the day of their traveling, the price is definitely going to be different, right? It's just that when you're booking the flight close to the date that you're going to travel, it's like traffic. A lot of people are trying to get that seat also that you want on that particular flight. So the airline, so far as they notice that people are jumping on their site to book this and that, they would actually increase the price. And sometimes it's not like they are doing it, but the algorithm will do that. Do you get that? So I would advise that when you know that you're about traveling or you are going to travel, maybe at this specific dates, just try as much as possible to book your flight as soon as possible. All right, if you are a student, maybe you're coming for fall 2025, by now you have your visa. I don't even know why you are waiting. Like, get on this website. You have a good time to book your flight and relax. The prices are going to be favorable to you. Do you understand that? For example, now, when I think I got my visa way back in September, right? And then school starts in January. So just immediately within that September, guess what? I bought my ticket. And that time I was able to get Qatar Airways, right? And so because it was not like a round trip means that you get a ticket in and out. Like, you take a car, you're going to, maybe from Abuja, you're going to Lagos, and you know that you're going to use the same car from Lagos back to Abuja. That is like a round flight, right? Or maybe you're flying from Accra to New York, and then you know that on this set date you are returning from New York to Ghana. That is the round trip that we're talking about. But as a student, you are coming to the US for study, you don't know the time you are going back. It's just one-way ticket you need. So it means that when you fly from Accra to USA, maybe to South Dakota, that is FSD, or maybe to New York or wherever they are going to, it's just one way that you need. So at the time, I was able to get my flight down to South Dakota, that is FSD airport. It means the students who are coming to University of South Dakota, the airport you should look at, the short code is FSD. That's the regional airport of South Dakota, correct? So getting my flight to that point, guess how much I got it? It was just about $800 and something. So I had to use Qatar, right? And then from Qatar, when I got to Boston, I continued with American Airlines, that is Eagles, right? That's what I use getting to FSD. So I remember that when I got to the airport in Accra, the first time that I was actually coming to US, right? When I got to the airport, the woman who was working at the TSA was like, you're going to US, right? I'm like, yeah. And why are you using Qatar Airways? I was like, this woman, you don't know where we are coming from. By now, do you think I care about how long the flight is going to take or whatever it is? The fact that I know that I'm getting to my destination, that is what that matters to me. Do you understand that? That is what that matters to me. So that flight actually was a long flight. So I think from Ghana to Qatar, it was about 6 to 7 hours or something, right? And then guess what? The layover was like 10 good hours in Qatar. So I slept at the airport. But one beautiful thing is that the Qatar airport is big and is nice, right? They even have a sleeping lounge that you can actually go there, have your handbag and then your backpack just by your side whilst you sleep. There's camera, everything in the room, so you don't have to bother about somebody stealing your stuff and all those things, right? So if you want to sleep, they have that kind of bench or something I should call it. It's not that comfortable, but it's okay just for one night, right? So slept on that. The next morning, I just got on my next flight and bam to Massachusetts. But that flight was actually long. It was like 14 hours. But guess what? I still didn't care because listen, when you book the flight too, you have to also consider your layover, because when you have a layover for about maybe 5 to 6 hours, sometimes that layover can knock off maybe about $100 or $200 out of your flight, right? Rather than somebody who is just having a straight flight, maybe from Ghana or from Lagos straight to USA. Do you understand that? So you need to consider this thing. So I'm talking about the timing, right? So make sure you book your flight as soon as possible. Book it as soon as possible. Maybe 2 to 3 months, book it. However, if maybe you're a student, maybe you just got your visa and your class is starting few days from now, to just try to make it as soon as possible. Buy your ticket, but consider the particular airline to use and then consider the layover, right? Because the layover can also help. The route of the airline too can also help. You need to pay attention to all these things, layover, and then the routes that this flight is going to use. They would all have different prices. You can also pay attention to the departure, right? Maybe a flight that is departing maybe Accra, Ghana, from maybe in the evening, like 11:59 p.m. may have a different price to a flight that is also leaving the same date, maybe in the morning. The prices will be different, right? So pay attention to all these things, right? Okay, now how do I get it? I said earlier that if you're booking maybe Delta, you can go to the Delta airline, like their website, to book your flight. You can go there and do it, right? But people like me, sometimes we prefer to use other platforms, like, as I said, Google Flight. I can use Expedia. I can use Skyscanner. I can use Hopper. Over here, most of the students do. You can also use what we call Student Universe. Like all those things I'm mentioning, there are websites that you can use, right? Now, why do I even like Google Flight or maybe Expedia? Let me talk first about the advantage of booking a flight from the airline's website or directly from them. Do you understand that? For example, when you're booking or you want to use Delta Airline, maybe you're not using Expedia or maybe Google Flight or any other different platform, right? You want to go straight to their website to buy your ticket. These are the advantages, right? So I'm going to share a story with you just for you to understand this advantage that I'm talking about. When I recently missed my flight, I was heading to Massachusetts for a wedding, right? I think I did a video on that where I missed my flight and had to stay there for about 11 hours at the airport. Listen, at a point, the man who, the flight attendant, right, was telling me that, let me go back and see if I can change my route. Maybe instead of me transiting at Chicago, I could change my route and maybe transit at Texas. Maybe a flight from Texas is also going to Massachusetts, so I can do that. So guess what? I wasn't able to do it. Why? Because I booked my flight using Expedia. I I didn't use American airline. That is the flight that I was actually using. So if I had bought the ticket from American airline directly, I would have been able to change my route. I would have been able to do something. Also, if I was on maybe a first class or not just a basic economy class. Do you understand that? But because I used Expedia to book my flight, I wasn't able to make any change or changes, right? Expedia was saying that because I've already booked it with them, whatever it is, I need to, if I want to change it, I got to rebook everything. Do you understand? So that is like to purchase a new ticket entirely. And I was like, bro, no, I can't do that. So I went back to this guy. I was like, okay, Expedia is saying something else. How can you help me? And the guy was like, well, if you had bought it from us directly, we would have been able to do something. Do you understand that? So it means that if you buy the ticket directly from this airline, like their official website, and something comes up, they could be able, or they may be able to, change some things to your favor. But if you buy from any other party or maybe a third party, you may have trouble with it, right? Trying to change things to favor you. So this is the advantage of just booking the flight directly from the official airline's website, right? That is the advantage. But the disadvantage is that it can be more expensive. So these other platforms that I've been talking about, like Expedia, Google Flight, and many others, they host other airlines on their platforms. For example, they can host Ethiopian Airline, Air France, Delta, KLM, United. They can host all these flights on their website. So which means that it is a competitive market. Nobody is practicing something we call like monopoly on just their website, right? So with this thing, you are able to track even the flight. This is one of the reasons why I also like to use, let me say, this third party that I'm talking about, right? Because I'm able to see different flights and also how much they cost. So on this website, I can probably see maybe a flight departing from Ghana to USA at 11 o'clock p.m. Maybe the flight one way is costing about $1,000. But maybe I can also see another flight that is departing Ghana the same time, maybe even before that time, but it's like $800. Do you understand that? I'm able to see all these things on maybe Google Flight or maybe on Expedia. Do you understand that? I'm able to see it over there. So this is one of the reasons why I get to see, or I get to use some of these platforms rather than sometimes using the main airline platforms. But this is what happened when I see that the price maybe for this 800 I spoke about, right, with this competitive airlines, right, this airline that I spoke about, and maybe if I see that the price is 800, I will still go back to this airline's website and check if this 800 that I saw here is the same one that is on the official website of this airline. And guess what? I'm not going to use this third party. I'm going to use the official airline, because at this point I will say it's safe for me. In case something comes up, I can change it on their website. You get the feel, like the bubble that they talk. Yeah, if you don't understand anything, put it up in the comment section. I'll try to explain it to you, or even help you navigate around you trying to get the flight, right? Just let me know. So I'll do this comparison and just know which option that is good for me. For example, let's try something. So pay attention to the screen. So this is an official website for this airline, right? This is Delta Airline or Delta Airways. So now let's plot it from Accra and then to, let's say, South Dakota, FSD, right? That is the short code of the website here. Remember that this is just one way. You don't have to book for a round trip. It's just one way. Maybe your date is this. Let's load it and see. Now, when you do it, you see the prices here. These are the prices. These are the prices that are showing. You look at it, see this detail. You see that? Yeah. So let's go to the other platforms that I've been talking about, right? Let's just try Google Flight. Okay, so now Google Flight. I'm doing the same thing I did for that other website. I'm doing the same thing. You see, one trip from the same place to the same place, right? The same date. You see that we are able to get different airlines with different prices, with different times of journey or arrival or whatever it is. Do you understand that? So you just have to pick this ones depending on your pocket. Otherwise you break the bank like giddy bar. You break your bank so bad, right? So this is it. I hope you're now getting what I'm trying to say, right? So there's another reason why I also want to use this third parties, because I'm able to track prices. So if I know that I'm going to travel in about 2 months time, I can go to this third party, maybe let's say Google Flight, right? I can just go in there. Let's try it together, right? Let's try it together. So I can go in there and mark these dates down. These are the dates that I know I'm traveling. So this week, I'm going to just track it. And how do you track it? It's just about moving this button to this place. That is how you do it, right? You just move this button, and then every time you're going to be receiving some emails. When there's a price change, you'll be receiving email like, hey, there is a drop down in price. Do you want to book it now? Or the price has gone up. Do you still want to book it, or you want to change your date? Like, you'll be receiving emails on that. That is you actually tracking your flight. You understand? So you can do this on Expedia. You can also do this on, I think, on Hooper. You can also do it on Google Flight. But most of the times I'm just using Google Flight, and maybe sometimes you like Expedia. You get what I'm trying to say? So you can do it like that. Track the prices maybe for 1 week or maybe just like 2 weeks. And then you get to know, okay, this is how it is looking like at this point. Then you make a decision either to book it or not. And also there are times that the prices are good. Sometimes like very early in the morning. People say that very early in the morning means that the system is restarting, right? So new prices come up. Just like visa interview, sometimes is you are just lucky to get good dates early morning. So it's just the same thing like that, right? So pay attention to all these things, and I believe that it will help you so much. So when you're trying to get these airlines to, right? Let me share this also with you. There was a time I was visiting Ghana. So all this airline, I think I was going with Delta, right? So with Delta, I had like 50 pounds, right? 50 pounds, 2 bags. Like that is how or what you're supposed to take with you, and then maybe one carry-on, and then maybe one backpack. So I had all those things. I loaded it. Guess what? At the end, I got 52 pounds. I'm like, whatever it is, let me just go to the airport. And then if they say I should pay for it, how much is it? I'll find out if I can find. If not, I'll take some of the things, I'll give it to my friends, and then they'll bring it back home. And when I got to the airport, they were like, oh, Delta actually would give you some at least pounds in addition, right? So they're not going to charge me for it. I was like, Jesus is Lord, that is a good news. So I went to Ghana with about 52 pounds. I don't know how much is that in kg at this point, right? And then maybe, so I had 2 of that, 52. I went to Ghana with it. And when I was returning, Delta put me on a different flight, right? That was on like KLM. So whilst I was going to the airport in Accra, when I was returning to the US, and then I thought it was the same thing, Charlie. I loaded my bag. I loaded the bag until it got to a point that it was like 52. Again, 52 pounds for me. 2 of my bags. When I got there, I was like, oh yeah, they're still gonna allow it. Guess what? The lady who was helping me, I was like, no, they don't do that. It has to be 50 exactly. 50 pounds. Even if something should be on top, maybe 50.01 or 1. Do you get it? I was like, this is what Delta told me. Delta said they can allow me to get about 52 pounds per bag. I was like, well, that is Delta. This is KLM. I was like, man, Lord Jesus. My dad was with me at the airport. I had to take my red oil. I took my red oil, gave it to my dad. One shito. Oh, some nice shit. Oh, I took one of it, give it to my dad. And one other thing, I think I was bringing like Gary 2 Olonka or something, right? I had to take one, give it to my dad. Oh, Charlie, I felt bad at the airport. Oh, I was giving it to my dad because the people would not allow me to board the flight because my bag was just more than what they expect me to bring to the airport. I did that. My dad had to take it back, go put it in the car and all that. I felt bad, but Charlie, that's what happened. So when you're taking your flight or you're booking your flight, you need to consider all these things. They matter, right? They matter. So what did I talk about? When to book your flight, how to book your flight, and why you should know how to book it, and then where you should book it. Do you understand that? All these things are very, very, very important. So when you're a student, you're coming here, pay close attention. The regular flight that people would use, maybe United or maybe Delta or KLM, a lot of students will go through KLM. Like KLM, maybe from Ghana down to Amsterdam. Amsterdam, you come to Minneapolis, and then Minneapolis, then you come to South Dakota. That's what most of the students they would use. But there are other opportunities too out there with other flights with very, very, very good prices too. People have also used Ethiopian Airline before. They've used all those things. Delta and United, they also do straight flights also like that. In fact, there are straight flights also available, but they are expensive. If you're somebody, you're not okay with transiting in different countries, different airports, because there are some airports that are so big, you think that you're not confident enough to navigate yourself around, and you just want to use one straight flight to the US, to your destination. It also depends on your pocket. That is what I can tell you. It depends on your pocket. But guy, what I can say to you, or what I can wrap this video up with, is just to tell you that it depends on your pocket. Me, the first time I was coming to the US, I know that I wasn't having much money, so I didn't care about the amount of or the number of hours that the airline was going to take. Like Qatar Airline was, I told you that at the airport, that woman was even asking me, why am I using Qatar Airways? Because the transiting alone, 10 good hours. Like, what's up? Why are you doing it, right? And it's like Ghana is here, Qatar is here, and the US is here. So it's like the airline is going from here to Qatar first, and then Qatar down. It's like bypassing Ghana again. So I had to consider all those things, but Charlie, I didn't pay attention to it. My focus is that I had to go US. I had to go US. So that's it. So pay attention to all these things. If you have some issues or whatever it is, please put it up in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button so that when I post new video, you'll get notified about it. It is very, very, very important. So basically, this is about how you can try to navigate your flight and things like that. You don't need an agent to help you. You're going to pay this agent. See, you're going to pay this agent. Give me that money. Let me go and contribute it in church, or help me with it. You get it. So just if you have any question, put it up in the comment section, and I'll be glad to help you so that you can enter that flight there and jackpot. Hey, I remember those days, Charlie. Sometimes when I see this big flight, I mean, I've been taking some domestic flights and some other small flights, right? When I see them passing by, like I hear the sounds, I'll get out and say, you, one day I'll take you, I'll be in you one day. But guess what, right? I'm even tired, like going up and down here, there, but so it goes. It's life, but guys, God is good. So let me know whatever you think about this, right? I'm ready to help you out. Once again, thank you so much for coming here. We have more other things coming your way, so please stay glued with me, and I believe that God will help you out too. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. My name once again, it's Mercury. So God, I'll see you. Bye-bye.